Hello and welcome back everyone for game 3 in this best of 5 from ESCDaisy. And yeah, we're just gonna hop right into the game. As I'm sure if you have been watching, you know who the players are. We will get the introductions though. As in the top right of Entombed Valley. Oh, Caldor already leaving. In the top right of Entombed Valley, we do have our blue Terran player, MVP's very own Dream. And in the bottom left spawning position, or cross spawns on Entombed Valley, we are going to have ESCDaisy as our red Protoss player. So, the first two games, Daisy did in fact go for some proxy Stargate play. The first one was to in fact answer the proxy Tech Lab Barracks Concussive Shell Marauder play that came out of Dream. It did not work very well. He went for double Stargate. The Void Rays just did not do enough damage, and he did not have the ground force to back it up. And with the stimmed bio +1 and combat shields eventually finishing, it was just too much and ended up into a ridiculous base trade. Game 2, however, pretty standard play, and then all of a sudden Daisy decided, hey, screw it, I'm going to try this Stargate play again. Throws down Epoxy Stargate on Antigua Shipyard, but this time he does go for 4-gate proxy Stargate pressure, realizes that his opponent Dream has expanded just a little too early, caught him off guard, and eventually the pressure caused Dream to crumble. So yeah, the series is tied up 1-1. Again, this is a best of 5 from IEM Katowice. And nice again with the supply depot block from MVPDream. Really cool play. This probe is going to get up here and go, oh, well, okay, never mind. He will know that it's not a CC first, which is pretty standard in this matchup. Pylon coming back here, so makes me wonder if there's going to be some sort of building thrown down here, which in fact MVPDream will have a much more difficult time scouting. We do see gasless Terran so far, which makes me think that he's saving up minerals to get an expansion, and as this supply depot wall was up, it's pretty much impossible for him to know about any sort of expansion. But he does look like he's just going to throw it down on the low ground. Not sure exactly what this probe is doing. More than likely just going to stay out and about so he can put down a proxy pylon. Cybercore coming down to gas on the way as well, and as we can see, Dream does in fact click on those and check just to make sure how much gas has in fact been mined, so he can get a general idea of where this gas possibly is going. He does know Stalker is more than likely on the way, if not a Sentry, but typically just comes out a Stalker first, and another proxy pylon. So are we going to see the what seems to be becoming the ever standard Daisy Stargate proxy play? In game 3, it worked out for him one time, did not the other. So maybe he feels that this, 4-gate pressure, and in fact it is a Twilight Council, so this symbolizes to me that we are going to see some DT pressure. Pretty gutsy call, just because he is not aware of what his opponent is doing, not sure what this scouting SCV is doing. In fact, it does look like this Stalker's going to win this little handily one-on-one engagement, but with 5 Marines here already, bunker almost up, he's not going to be able to do anything. More just a soft contain. Looking for the Dark Shrine to be going down here any second now. Daisy, do not disappoint me. Really no other reason why you would get a proxy Twilight Council, and yes, in fact, it is a Dark Shrine, so DTs will be coming out. Is he going to put down a Nexus? Yes, so DT expand, quite interesting. He's going to try and kill off this SCV before it can get any scouting information, and I would not be surprised if he, in fact, cancels this, but just to kind of make this DT proxy a little bit stronger, and should be seeing a gateway or two more coming down from our Protoss player, but in fact it is just going to be 2. DTs are pretty gas intensive, as well as mineral intensive, 125, 125, so it's going to be pretty hard to do this. Proxy pylon finally coming down, and we do see some counter pressure. Is this counter pressure in fact going to be enough to basically shut down Daisy before he can even get any sort of aggression himself going on. Does look like this probe is going to try and scoot away, maybe even place down a proxy pylon, but this has to be sending a red flag to MVPDream as why is this probe coming from this direction? And in fact, we do see 2 DDs being warped in, and he is going to send over a Marine just to look for proxy pylons. We do not see any sort of oh, missile turret is coming down. He does suspect something, has enough for 1 scan. 1 DT is picked off. Yes, in fact, both DTs were picked off, one by the bunker and one, and this is really going to set Daisy extremely far behind. And now with this turret coming up, he's pretty much not going to be able to do anything. As bad as it is to do this as a caster, I'm going to have to say that for the most part, Daisy is already so far behind. This could be just a build order loss, but in fact he is ahead on probes. But as you can see, 15 Marines and 1 Marauder versus literally 2 Stalkers. And basically right now, if Dream pushed out, it would be GG. He would just have to save enough for a possible scan, which by the time he reached the base at 40 energy, he would definitely have enough for a scan. We do see Factory, in fact, coming out. And pretty good saturation so far, but it just does not feel like he is going to have enough to hold any sort of counter pressure. Dark Templar coming down, probably just going to try and kill any sort of scouting Marines and hold this Selnaga watchtower. These 2 Stalkers are going to kill off this Marine pretty handily. Yes, we do see that. In fact, this Marine still has not found this proxy pylon. DT does in fact claim the watchtower, and now we do see a very, very, very standard medvac, 2 medvac push. Concussive shell, +1, and combat shields are going to finish by the time he hits, and that is going to be a hell of a time for him to hold. He does in fact know that there's a DT at the watchtower, scans and kills it, so now quite a lot has been sacrificed, but he does know that oh, I think he actually should have kept the DTs as he does not have his scan available, I don't believe. We do see 1 Marine being stimmed up here just to check what the army's like. Charge will possibly finish up though as well. Guardian Shield going down, and it does look like he's going to attempt to do his best to kite. With Stim, he is pretty much going to be able to... Oh my god, the Stutter Step Micro out of Daisy is absolutely freaking sick. Damn near impossible for a Protoss player to deal with this. The Archon does go down, and that could just be a very, very quick 2-1 lead for Dream. Yes, in fact, he does have more medvacs coming, more bio as well. The medvac does fall, but it doesn't even matter. 2 more are already here with great amount of energy, and with the Manor Factory drop, as well as building a building a Hellion right in the face of danger. Charge has finished up, but even with Concussive Shell and Stim, he's going to be able to pretty much just kite this infinitely. And as we can see, Zealots, well, they're just not good. Supply nearly double for our Terran player, and GG has been called from Eclipsea's Daisy. And that is going to make this series 2-1 for MVPDream. So now all he has to do is take 1 more game, and he will in fact win this best of 5 from the IEM Katowice DreamHack tournament that I do believe happened, yes, early January. So stay tuned for Game 4. Please feel free to look at any of the links to your left. Let me know how I'm doing, what you think of the casts. Stay tuned for Game 4. We will be back shortly.